back to my YouTube channel. I'm James, and today we're going to be going into and diving into another big exclusive video that you're only going to find here on my YouTube channel. This one I've been really excited for. As most of you know that have followed me for quite a while, I'm a huge classic TV series fan, but most of all, I'm a huge Western fan. It's probably my favorite genre next to sci-fi. So this was a big one that I was super excited when it was first announced here about a year ago, and I had a hard time containing my excitement, but finally I'm done with all of my testing and everything that I need to share with all of you so you know about the quality and if this is something worth buying. So today I'm excited to announce we're finally deep diving into the Virginian completely remastered on Blu Ray, Seasons 1 and Seasons 2. We're going to be diving into both of these, going into all of my data. I'll let you see side-by-side comparisons between these new remastered Blu Ray sets and the original DVD releases that I own, so that way you can see side by side how much of an upgrade this is and if this is actually worth spending your money on. But there is so much stuff that I have to dive into this, so we're going to get right into this. Now, I will talk about both Season 1 and Season 2 when I go through this. Now, on Season 1, it does contain the full 30 episodes that were released originally. Now, on the DVD sets that were released, those had 30 episodes as well. But on the DVDs, they advertised that it was the full extended uncut episodes. Well, this was something I was really curious about. As a lot of you know, I don't like things that are edited down or cut down in any shape or form. Well, I am happy to announce I went through every single episode, both on Season 1 and on Season 2, and they are all fully uncut, unedited episodes. Now, what's interesting is if you take a look at the back of the box of each season, there's a little article here. If you use your camera, you can kind of scan it, and then it'll tell you what it is in English from the German that's written on here. And on this, it actually talks about that in Germany, these were never released uncut. This is the first time they've actually gone back and worked with the original film to get these fully uncut, remastered, and restored for the first time in HD. So it was kind of cool finding out that this is the full uncut releases, both Season 1 and Season 2. So now that I've piqued your interest here about them being uncut, which is one of the biggest and most important things before we kind of get into more details about the series here, I will have the links for all of these as always listed in the description and as a pinned comment in the comment section below. After you get done watching this review, if you decide you want to pick this up, you're going to want to make sure to click through those links down below, either in the description or as a pinned comment. Make sure to click down through one of those Amazon links down below. Those are exclusive. That's the only way to actually buy it anyways. And I've done all of the work and found all the links for all of you, and I've included those down below. So make sure to click through that after you get done watching my review. Now, talking about the DVD here, I'm going to show you a screenshot up above of the DVD. I'm going to be showing you comparisons between the DVD and the Blu Ray as we go along here. But I want to talk about this DVD here for a minute. Now, a lot of these are out of print now, so the DVDs are almost impossible to find of the complete series, basically, of the Virginian. Now, the show ran from 1962 to 1971 on NBC, and it was the first of its kind ever in a Western TV series because it was considered a 90-minute time slot for the TV series, which was unheard of at the time. The epic scale of the writing and the stories and the acting, and because they had 90 minutes, it was basically a mini movie every single time an episode of The Virginian came on. And it was unheard of at the time, and I mean, still to this day, it's really unheard of. I mean, I can't really name off that many TV series that run 90 minutes with commercials. Now, when you take out the commercials, the average runtime is right around 75 minutes. Now, there are some specials, Season 2, 3, and on, where they kind of run like 80, 82 minutes, things like that. But for the average runtime, they averaged right around 75 minutes per episode after the commercials were taken out, which was still unheard of because when you take commercials out of regular episodes, you're left with maybe 45 minutes, sometimes 41, 42 minutes. So it's really cool how the Virginian basically took the idea of a Western movie with the production quality and values behind it and writing and made it into a TV series where, if you really think about this, for Season 1 alone, you got 30 episodes at 75 minutes apiece. That's a massive amount of runtime. And you're looking at, for Season 1 alone, 2,255 minutes roughly runtime in Season 1 alone. Now, as I referenced at the beginning, talking about uncut episodes, The Blu-rays do contain the full uncut episodes, so you get the same runtime that was present on all of these extended episodes on DVD on the new Blu-rays, which is a first time ever. Now, as you've seen above the difference now between these two, it really is a shocking difference. Now, we're going to talk about the difference here in image quality. We're kind of bouncing around through a lot of things. We've got so much to cover here, but image quality wise on the Blu-ray set, there is a noticeable difference in the first episode of season 1 that when I watched it at first, I thought it looked good. I'd probably say it's 35-40% better looking than basically what the DVD had. And it looked good, but there's a lot of things on that first episode because of basically the film and things like that, how old it wasn't stored properly. There's a lot of things that were damaged on it. They were present on the DVD, but because the DVD was so low quality, a lot of like little tears and things like that, you couldn't see as much because, I mean, obviously the DVD, you couldn't see as much detail anyway. So a lot of those were kind of just hidden by because there's just not much quality on the DVDs anyways. But on this, because they did a brand new remaster on this, which does look great, there are still some present little tears and nicks in the films that you'll notice when you're watching it. To me, it kind of adds to the nostalgia factor of the Western series. I mean, if you've watched a lot of like Kino Lorber's Western remastered, basically movies they released on Blu-ray, it's a very similar thing. I mean, there's only so much they can do to remaster. They fixed tons of blemishes that were on the DVDs. They're gone on this, but there is some things that are permanent damage on the films that even when they scanned it and did this brand new HD remaster, some of those things, unless they spent millions of dollars, which isn't going to happen, but if they spent millions of dollars and spent hours working on each and every single little film cell, then maybe they could get rid of every single one. But it's going to be present because of the age of the film. Again, remember, this was filmed in 1962, season 1. So this is quite a bit older of a show, but as you've noticed above with those screenshots compared to the DVDs, it is a very, very nice 1080p HD remaster. Though I do want to mention, when you watch that first episode, both the writing in the first episode, the acting, and I would say obviously the film, because the film was more heavily damaged than the rest of the series was, that first episode, it's not indicative of what the quality is for the rest of the series. Once you get past the first episode in season 1, the quality goes up drastically. And that's what you're probably noticing in those screenshots above as well, is basically they just look so much better than that DVD. There's just really no way to explain it to you other than just showing it to you, which is why I love doing these image comparisons when I can get them done. But holy cow, do they take me a lot of time. On this image comparison alone, I wanted to do my due diligence to show you the most I possibly could. And just to do the images off of this and then the DVDs are horrible to work with. It's absolutely horrible to work with these DVDs, and I'll just say that. So these DVD ones, I don't enjoy making these DVD versus Blu-ray comparisons at all because these DVDs are just horrendous to work with. But I did it for all of you because I promised I'd do this. But as far as the DVDs go, there's no comparison to how good this looks as it goes along. But remember, don't expect it to be perfect because of the year of the films. They weren't properly stored their entire lifetime on these films. So there is some damage that's still present. And because it is HD remastered now and in full 1080p HD, you will notice some of those dings and things more than you would have on the DVD because of how low quality the DVD was. It kind of hid a little bit of that damage, but there's no way to compare how good this looks and how absolutely enjoyable it was watching it in HD. Now, as we're going along, I'm showing you images between season 2 and season 1. I'm picking images throughout both seasons to show you the quality between both of them, between the DVD and the Blu-ray. So you're getting some from both, and the image quality between both did not dip between either season at all. Now, on season 2, you do get 2,262 minutes runtime, which is again the full uncut and extended episodes released on Blu-ray. Now, something I know all of you want to know about is audio and subtitles on this. Now, obviously, as you can see, this is the German release. This is the only release released worldwide. And that link, as I said, that I posted down below from Amazon, that's the only link you can get it through. It's not available anywhere else worldwide to buy it, but that does ship anywhere worldwide. So talking about the actual subtitles and audio on this. Now, it does have German subtitles, but only German subtitles. But here's the good news. They did not burn in the German subtitles at all. Actually, the German subtitles don't even turn on if you choose the English language. Now, talking about the English on this, it does include the original English audio, but it's been remastered. So they not only remastered basically the dubbed German audio that they used for some of these episodes when they aired originally in Germany, but on all of the episodes, because they're completely extended, they took the original audio, remastered it, and released it in a brand new DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 mix, both in English and in German. So you do get two audio options on that, but the English is where it's at. And the new English audio mix did sound drastically better than the original DVD releases here had ever sounded. Honestly, the DVDs didn't hold a candle audio-wise. The DVD's audio mix on this was slightly muddled when they talk a lot of times. You had to turn it up really loud to be able to hear it. And then it had really sharp and shrill, like things that would happen, a glass breaking or gunshot. It was really shrill and was not really great on this DVD release. Well, I'm happy to announce on the Blu-ray release, both Season 1 and Season 2, that audio mix does sound quite a bit better. Now, to give you an example, my wife and I both went through it and we listened to both, going back and forth between the DVDs on multiple of my TVs, multiple of my Blu-ray players, multiple of my sound systems, testing them out back and forth, listening to it, asking her opinion, me going through it. We both agreed after listening to it, because it was such a nice and drastic upgrade audio-wise, you're looking at least a 50% easier to hear, clearer and crisper audio mix than what was ever present on any of the DVDs. So that was a nice bonus upgrade that I really didn't expect. A lot of the times I've noticed with some remastered TV series, they kind of just throw the DVD audio mix onto it, and a lot of times they don't do much with it. Well, on this, I'm happy to announce the audio mix with that DTS HD Master Audio sounded a lot better. And for me, that's a big thing, because I really thought the DVD audio mix was really, really poor, and watching it late at night or things like that, it was really shrill or hard to hear what they'd say sometimes. It sounds so much better on both Season 1 and Season 2. Now I'm going to talk about Season 1 and Season 2 and some important things that I need to cover here. A lot of you have asked me to report when something is a limited run. The studio that's releasing this has done this before with a couple other things I've reviewed earlier on in my career of reviewing things many years ago. They're now out of print. Well, it's a similar thing with a lot of these remastered TV series from other places outside of the US and around the world. They license these for a limited time. These are official, universal releases with this company. But these remasters are directly from this company. So that's where a lot of people get confused. In the US, Universal has released some random TV series on Blu-ray, but they have not been completely remastered or restored on Blu-ray. And it's just kind of like the Hulk. I talked about that recently here just on the Sequest review. But basically with the Hulk, the one in the US that was released of that was not completely remastered, and therefore the image quality on that Blu-ray was nowhere near as good as what Elephant Films in France did on that review that I did, which is why I never did a follow-up review on that one. I bought it, was disappointed with it, returned it, just thought overall it wasn't worth wasting my time because it wasn't a great remaster, and the Elephant Films one was the best one, so that's the one I already did. Well, in this case, this is another case of where the studio itself has remastered it itself. It got the actual film elements, worked with it from Universal, which they licensed from Universal, but it's actually been remastered by this company. So that's where a lot of people get confused why there's so many different releases sometimes of TV series, and the quality will vary drastically. This company has done the work themselves from what they licensed from Universal. So they basically got the masters, then they went and did the work to remaster it themselves and release it themselves on Blu-ray. Now, the interesting thing about these releases is, this is Season 1 and 2. They are planning on releasing Seasons 3 and 4, which I am planning on doing some follow-ups on here for all of you as well. So don't worry, I'm not going to leave you out. I absolutely love the VIRGINIAN TV series, so I'm definitely going to be getting those and following up with this. But these are, my understanding, something they are testing out. They're going to release these seasons, see how these sell. They already have planned and are working on Seasons 3 and 4. After that, they have not announced the rest of the series. It's going to be based on my understanding of how these sell. So it's very important, if after you get done watching this, you do decide that you want to get this, do not wait to buy it. And there is a reason for this. A lot of you have complained because I've done reviews of things that have gone out of print or they were limited runs. I can't tell you how long something's going to be available other than once you decide that it's something you want, do not wait, order it as soon as possible, because if it is something you are interested in, there is a chance with a lot of these remastered TV series that they do go out of print like they have dozens of times before. Now, make sure if you haven't done so already to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. And if you're not subscribed yet, which I'm not really sure why you'd be watching this video if you haven't been subscribed, but make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, talking about the Blu-ray release here again. Now, something a lot of you ask about, Season 1 and Season 2. Both the opening credits and the titles and the closing credits with the actors' names, executive producers, all of that, those are all in the original English. So they did not go and change those in any shape or form. Every episode that I watched through had the opening titles in English saying The Virginian with all the actors' names in English. None of it's in German, as well as the closing credits. They are all in English as well. Those were not changed or edited at all. Aspect ratio on the Blu-ray is the same as it was originally, 1.33 to 1. It has not been edited or changed at all either. So they kept all the original aspect ratio and did not change that on either season as well. Now I'm gonna show you the menus for Season 1 here. It's the same for Season 2, just with different artwork, slightly different, but same setup. Now, on the menu for Season 1 here, it does have the option for Play All. So what that means is you can click the option and it's titled All's Abspielen, and I probably mispronounced that because I'm not fluent in German, but basically there's actually an option up there that I'll highlight that's called All's Abspielen. So the menu is kind of a mixture of some English but mostly German. When you click on that All Abspielen, it'll actually play all the episodes in a row from the disc. Before you do that though, there's another option I'm going to show you up here. This is the audio selection option. It's called Einstellungen, and I probably mispronounced that too, but it's called Einstellungen. I'll highlight that as well up here. On that menu option there, when you click that, it gives you the option of playing in German or playing in English. When you click the English for the DTS HD Master Audio 2.0, it plays in English with no German subtitles, exactly like it played originally with the full uncut episodes. You don't have to select it every time. Basically, all you do is you go in, click Einstellungen, change your audio option to the English. It says it English right there, very easy. Then you go back up to All's Abspielen. You play that, it plays through all the episodes in English. You don't have to change it again. Now, when you're in the episodes, you can change and add the German subtitles if you want. You can take them off. You can read it easily on the screen as you change that if you want to. But for those of us that are in English-speaking territories, once you click that, it plays through all the episodes seamlessly. The menu is very easy to use. I mean, if you've ever bought a set from Germany before, I mean, it's pretty easy. I've used so many German Blu-rays and DVDs before that I kind of gotten fluent with what things mean certain things. Now, obviously, the episode, you can select each episode individually as well if you want, but that's the easy way to do it through the menu. The menu is easy to read. The only thing that I would say was a downside of the menu on it was the menu is really small with the selection. It's a small box at the bottom of your screen. I wish it was bigger, but I understand they wanted to show off the big screen and show off some of the images behind it playing through it. So I kind of get that, but I would have liked the options to be slightly bigger. So that was slightly downside on that. Now, while we go back to the image comparisons here between this Blu-ray and obviously the DVD here, I do want to talk about the actual cases and the artwork here. Now, it does say in English on it, Extended Edition HD Remastered, 6 Blu-ray discs. The Virginian in English, Staffel 1, which means Season 1, Shiloh Ranch. Has all the actors' names in English on it. I really like the shiny, overprotective slipcover they gave on this. On the side, it does say Shiloh Ranch, and it has Universal's logo because this is an official Universal licensed release. On the back here, it does have everything mostly in German, listing out all the episodes, saying they are full 30 episodes. Now, when you get inside the box, you do get a nice little booklet. I really did like this little booklet. It had basically things talking about the show, but it's all mostly in German. There's a few English words throughout. So you do have to use one of those apps I've talked about before, where you use your camera on your phone, you hold it over it, take a picture, and then it translates it all to English, and then you can read what it's actually saying on it. And it's really interesting when you read through it. It's different hidden behind the scenes things about the show. So I did like the booklet. Has a bunch of pictures in it, and then at the back it goes through all the episodes, listing out the titles of the episodes, when they aired, and little bits about what each episode's about and who starred in them. Again, you'll mostly need, other than the actors' names and things, you'll need that app to read through what it's actually talking about. I do like this booklet that they gave in it. I do think it's nice, though I do wish it would have been made in English, but as most of you know, I'm just thankful this was even released. Now, getting to your Blu-ray case, it does have reversible artwork, and the only difference on it is there's a big green logo, which is the rating for what it was in Germany, that you can reverse it, and I put this one on because it doesn't have the logo on it, because I like it better without that logo. Now, when you get inside here, this is what your discs look like. It does say the season, says what your Blu-ray number is, tells you the runtime of each Blu-ray on there, lists off the episode titles, which are mostly in German, but it does list episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so you know which episode it is, and it's pretty easy to understand. There's only 5 episodes per Blu-ray, and so I did like that. All the discs basically list off what the episodes are on them, and it talks about basically the episodes on them. It does have Universal's logo, again, because it is a licensed Universal release. Now getting to season 2, similar thing, very shiny outer case, which I really like. It says Staffel 2, season 2, and then again on the back here it talks about the show in German here. And if you actually do end up scanning this, it talks about this is the first time these have ever been released completely remastered in HD and restored to the extended cuts with nothing cut out, which to me is just such a great thing for this series. And what's interesting is I did read in the booklet about the Virginian here, and there's actually some interesting things I learned about the show in Germany. In Germany, this show was considered too violent. It was actually considered a very, very violent Western, which kind of surprises me because I didn't think it was too violent. I mean, maybe considered to today's terms, but I did think it was very much where an episode of The Virginian was very movie-like, where I'm talking if somebody gets shot, there is a little bit of blood, and it was a very, very just epic and grand in scope. Now, if you've never seen The Virginian, remember, the first episode is not indicative of the quality of the rest of the series. I actually felt like the first episode of The Virginian in season 1, I didn't really like it as much as the rest of the entire series was. The rest of the entire series is absolutely wonderful. It is my all-time favorite Western TV series of all time. And I love Bonanza, and I love Gunsmoke. And to give you an idea of how I rank my Western shows, of what ones I like the best, The Virginian comes in at number 1. Then you'd probably have Gunsmoke falls in at number 2 for me. Then Have Gun Will Travel is probably about number 3. And then Bonanza probably falls in around number 4. And then Rawhide probably falls in at right around number 5. So that kind of gives you my ranking of my favorite Western TV series of all time. But Virginian is my favorite. It is very, very epic in its writing. The acting, I mean, blood was unheard of in TV at the time. And that's why it is interesting that the Virginian had blood in it. That when they get shot or punched, they'd have a bloody lip or things like that. Which I think added to the realism of the Virginian that was unheard of in TV at that time. Getting into the second booklet here, I know I got off subject here for a minute, but it is a different booklet, different artwork, talks about different things in season 2. And then at the back, it has your episodes listed out again. Now, getting inside season 2, slightly different artwork on the case here, obviously, and slightly different artwork on the disc. Blu-ray 1 talks about the Virginian and then lists out each episode. Now, here's something I did like. They actually continued the episodes from season 1. So season 1 obviously ends on episode 30. So from here, it's episode 31, 32, 33. So I did really like that. A lot of TV series, they'll just do where each season it starts off like at episode 1. And so you go through, okay, that's 30 episodes or 12 episodes for that season. Well, instead, on this, they actually did it where it continues the countdown for the episode for the total series of The Virginian, which is why I am really excited to get them to continue to release this series on Blu-ray completely remastered, because I want them to release the entire thing on Blu-ray. But the only way that's going to happen is if we all support it and buy it enough so they continue to release it. Because as of right now, season 1 through 4 is all they've announced based on the sales of these. Now, getting to the nitty-gritty of both seasons 1 and 2 and what you've all been waiting for, wanting to know about the discs. Well, on all of the discs in this series, it is completely region-free. I tested every single disc in the entire series on every single Blu-ray player I own. There was one instance, though, that I am going to mention. All of the discs do say they are Region B locked on the outside of the case, on the discs themselves, on the back of the artwork. Now, on the actual discs themselves, they did not region lock them. So even though they printed that on there, they are not region locked. They played in all my LG, Xbox, PS4, my Panasonic UB820s. It didn't matter, they played in all of them. Here's the only instance of an issue that I did encounter. Season 1, disc number 3. When I played that in my Panasonic UB820, for some odd reason, it was random, but every time I put disc 3 in, I had to press enter or the skip button several times to get it to play the disc. It would like sit there saying reading. I checked, it's not scratched. Now, as always, I always tell everybody to clean your discs. You will need to clean these when you get these. These do have some fingerprints on them. Whoever manufactures these for this company, kind of like Shout Factory, they had greasy fingers. There are some fingerprints you will have on the discs. but before you clean them, make sure to watch my video of how to properly clean them, and make sure you do it carefully with those claws, and it'll work perfectly once you clean the rest of the disc. But disc 3 I had already cleaned when I tested it out. On that, what happens is sometimes, and I tried it in all my Blu-ray players and got a similar issue. It would sit there like saying it was reading it, and then it would never load the menu. And then after a while, either the Blu-ray player would eject the disc, or it would just say couldn't play or couldn't read. Well, what I had to do was, and it worked on almost every one of them once I did this, I put it back in, and sometimes a disc, if it won't read, if you hit enter or the skip button, basically the skip forward button on it, several times, it'll start reading the disc and get by whatever it is that's an error before that disc played. Now, it didn't appear on any of the rest of the discs in either of these seasons. So both season 1 had 6 discs and season 2. So it's a total of 12 discs between both of these. I only encountered that on one disc on number 3 of season 1. So I don't know if you're going to encounter that same thing. If you do on that disc, make sure to comment below and let me know, because I'm wondering if it's a manufacturing error, that the disc just has a slight manufacturing error in the data on it. Now, once you do that and it got to the main menu of the disc, it played perfectly fine. There was no issues with any of the content that played. It's just like I had to get to that menu, then it played fine. You just had to press that enter button basically 2 or 3 times, and then it went past it. Otherwise, the rest of the discs in this entire set are region free as well. So the nice thing is, no matter where you live worldwide, you can buy this through that link below, and you'll be able to play this on your home Blu-ray players no matter where you live, and enjoy this for the first time ever, remastered in full 1080p HD. Now, getting to my review score for both Season 1 and Season 2 completely remastered on Blu-ray. This gets an outstanding 9.2. This is a must-buy. I tell you right now, after getting done watching this video, you need to go down there and buy it immediately. Do not wait. Do not delay. Don't try to say, well, I'll wait for a sale when it comes later on, because it's not coming. A lot of the times with a lot of these releases, as I've talked about over the years, they almost never go on sale before they either run out of the print of them, or if they do continue to print them, the price a lot of the times will go up over time because of if it gets more and more popular. And the studio realizes that more and more people are buying them because they're the only studio that's released it worldwide, just like with Elephant Films. Their releases have gotten more and more expensive over time because they know the work they spent remastering these is not being done by anyone else worldwide, and they have the best release out there. So keep that in mind. These need to be bought as soon as possible to make sure you don't miss out on these. The Virginian's a wonderful, wonderful Western TV series. But do keep in mind, and I'll point it out again, because I don't want to hear people complaining saying, oh, there's some speckles and things like that on it. The amount of work they did remastering these is outstanding. When you watch it, if you understand, because of the time period of the show, 1962, I mean, that's a big deal and a lot of work they put behind these releases, and it is something that needs to be supported. And these are a must-buy. At 9.2, I had to take my fandom for the Virginian out of this review, because I realized that to do this objectively, I have to look at what's the quality of it. Well, it would have gotten a higher review score, probably around 9.8, 9.9, if the menus would have been slightly better, if the books in here would have been in completely English. I would have liked that. Otherwise, because it has the original intro credits both in English and your closing credits in English, everything plays in English with a brand new remastered audio mix that sounds so much better, and the visual quality on this is really just stunning compared to the old DVDs. This is the best I think we're ever going to get, because I don't really see many companies picking up a lot of these classic Western series, because there's just not enough of a demand out there for it. It just seems like we're a smaller niche market that loves these classic Westerns. This is just absolutely amazing we even got this. And I have seasons 3 and 4 already on pre-order to get those in, to test those out for all of you as well. Though I will have the links for season 3 and 4 posted down in the description section as well. If you want to pre-order them after watching this, I'm hoping they continue this great quality. I won't know till I get those in, but I can tell you season 1 and 2 you must buy to enjoy this in the best quality it's ever been released. Man, if they hadn't had that menu in German, you'd never know. Once you click that English audio and play all, you'd never know this was released in Germany. That's how great this release was done. And they did a great job for the year and time frame of the show. Now, I will touch on as well, You will notice film grain in this. I've talked about this before. Film grain you do not want gone. The film grain is still present on this, and it is pretty heavy for a 1962 show. You got to remember, they did have heavier film grain back then. So it is present on this. You don't want that gone. Though on the DVDs, it was so horrible with just the image quality, and the film grain was so blocky on it anyways, that on this, it is a more refined film grain. It does look good throughout it and adds that filmic look. They did not DNR it out at all. So the nice thing is you do retain that classic filmic look, but this is so good looking. I really hope we get more of these classic Western TV series. Though I do honestly believe we are going to see a Gunsmoke complete remastered Blu-ray TV series coming up here in the near future. I have been getting teased by some of the studios I work with that they're looking at HD, basically footage from that series and from Rawhide. Now, I don't know which one we're going to see first, but I have been getting teased by some of the studios I work with. My guess is we will see some of those coming up remastered on Blu-ray as well. I'm really hoping for Gunsmoke. I would like Rawhide as well, but I would like Gunsmoke first. But either way, if those come out, I'll be reviewing them here on my YouTube channel, and I'll probably do another exclusive review on those because these TV series take me so much time and work to compile, get the screenshots off of, and do these, which is why the only way I can continue to do these is through my VIP Club membership. And I do want to say thank you to all of you that have joined and supported this VIP Club membership. It really is the only way I can continue to do all of these exclusive videos. Don't spend your money for the out-of-print DVDs, and if you have the DVDs, go ahead and sell them. You can make some big money. Actually, you could pay for every single release of this for the cost of what those out-of-print DVDs are worth now, because those out-of-print DVDs are highly sought after because they have been out of print for years. Well, now you can get it on Blu-ray, enjoy it in the best quality it's ever been released, and man, you'll have a ton of content to watch. Season 1 and Season 2 is equal to like some entire complete series of most other TV series, and we are going to be getting Season 3 and 4, and I'll be following up with that. So make sure to start that conversation in the comment section below. I did just recently announce as well, I am planning on doing for all of you another big exclusive review coming up of The Bionic Woman, the complete series. I went and ordered that for all of you. It is not being sent to me for review. Just like with this release, I went out and bought it with my own money, just like the $6 Million Man. They're not sending those out for review to anybody. I went out and bought those to test them for all the releases that I own from around the world. I'll be doing an exclusive review here for all of you, my exclusive VIP Club members, in my VIP section for The Bionic Woman, the complete remastered TV series on Blu-ray. And I'll be telling you the differences between the different Blu-ray sets I have of The Bionic Woman, tell you what the quality differences are, and go through that. That's something that's going to be coming up here over the next month as well, and I try to keep you all informed, both by posting and then also in a lot of my videos I give little updates about upcoming VIP exclusive videos, but that is another one that's coming up, and I do have another exclusive VIP member video planned for after that. But I try not to announce too many too far in advance because I try to do them as they're coming along, announce 1 or 2 ahead. So now that I'm done with the Virginian, the next one that's going to be coming up here is going to be The Bionic Woman. And that'll be exclusively for all of you here in my Collectors VIP Club as well. Make sure to comment down below. I really love to hear from all of you here in my Collectors VIP Club membership. Make sure to comment down how excited you are about this. If you're excited about the Bionic Woman one coming up, if you loved my $6 Million Man review, I'm really spending a ton of extra time and work to make these reviews something special that you'll never find anywhere else, anywhere. And that's why what I'm doing here is to try to provide you content that makes this so worthwhile and so special for all of you. I hope all of you are excited for this release. Make sure when you're making that comment, let me know if you're going to be getting seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4, if you're going to pre-order 3 and 4. I had a great time with this one. I absolutely love this Western TV series. If you like any of those other TV series that I talked about, Bonanza, any of those, this is a little bit more of a serious Western TV series. There is comedy in it, but it did take a more serious, more realistic approach, which is what I think lended to its epic grand scale of a series overall. As always, make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. I hope all of you have a blessed day, and I've always got something special, exclusive, or new coming out very soon.